Mom banned from dropping kids off at Christian school due to OnlyFans ad on her car. So if you look at this back decal, it takes up the entire back windshield, bro. We talked about this story last week. There's a follow-up, though, which is why we're bringing it up again. But just to re-explain it, basically, the school is not letting her car allowed on school premises because, dude, this is like a strict private school. Parents are complaining.
Just private school?
Christian
like,
private
okay,
on top of that, yeah, like no facial hair's got to be a certain length, all that kind of shit.
For the Lord.
Mm-hmm. So one of the Catholic moms complained. She was like, what the fuck is going on? This is a direct threat to my kids, she said on her TikTok video. Oh, yeah. This is where she ranted, was on her TikTok.
That's a direct threat to your kids on TikTok. Word.
I reached out to her and I asked her, like, yo, you can't be driving this much business from the decals. And she's like, yo, actually,
an amazing question.
She's like, I'm actually getting a lot of business from the decal loan. So it's left me with more questions.
Wait. And it's left me with more questions.
Do you want to talk to her right now?
No way.
You want to talk to her? We got her on the line, dude.
That's cat.
Do you want to talk to her? You can ask her yourself, bro.
I would love to.
You want to talk to her?
Yeah.
All right, we'll call her up, dude. She's waiting on the
Colvin,
other end.
is this real?
Yeah, put your headphones on. Put the headphones on.
This is I got questions, man.
Let's go, bro.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Michelle.
Hey, I can hear you now.
Oh, perfect. Sorry about that. We tried running it through our system, and yeah, it just did not
That's
work.
okay.
is
okay.
now still a good time?
Yeah, well, sure, we're good.
Sweet.
What are you doing now?
You've had quite a day, eh?
Yes, it's an interesting day.
How did that go? So Fox News came to your house?
Yeah, that's not the first time they've done that. So I've had Channel 9, Channel 2, and Fox 35 already. And then today I woke up with a phone interview with another radio station or somewhere in like London or something. And I got another phone call interview with another news place. So it's definitely been busy. I mean, I'm blessed because I'm happy that the publicity that's given my business, but also I'm not like obviously super proud of the way it happened. You know, I'm not like super like, yay, good for that, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
Yeah. So we've already explained the story to our listeners, but from your perspective, is there anything different that you would like to share?
Really from my perspective, it's just like, it's crazy that I feel like now the kids, it's being taken out on the kids. You know, I feel like they're kind of be mad at me, but like the thing is, they asked me to stay off campus in my car. I did that. And it's like, that wasn't enough. My kids weren't the issue. So why are they being now, expelled and punished for it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they were
They're
expelled.
expelled?
Yeah, I just got an email. That's kind of why Fox is back out here today. I got an email last night at like 6 o'clock in the evening from the school principal. And he was just telling me that basically it was a long email and it was very thought out. So I'm guessing it probably was done over the weekend. So my kind of thing was like, why wouldn't you have given it to me on Sunday? Just give me time to plan the kids. Now you wait till Monday night at 6 o'clock after they made sure I paid my tuition on Friday. I'm like, they gladly took that payment and then they sent me this letter.
No way. Wow.
Yeah.
That's news to me. That's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that for the kids. Did you say you ended up taking the decals off?
No, I didn't. Their thing was like, either if you're going to come on campus, you have to have the details covered. And I was like, well, I'm not doing that. I mean, because it's all my back window. Unless I tape something on my car, I have no way to cover it.
Right.
And I wasn't going to remove something that had been on there for 2 years just because now I'm an angry parent, is all in her feelings.
Okay.
And that's kind of my whole thing is like, because it's been like 2 years they've been on there, and to me it's just like, if the school had a problem with it, school would have already said something. It just took a parent complaining and causing a stink, and then they did something.
And hi, Michelle. Sorry, just co-host here. But you said it was on here for 2 years, and this is only starting to happen now?
Yeah. And what's funny is I've even had meetings with the principal, for other random things.
Really?
Or anything to do with this, is the beginning of the school year, probably in August or September. And he never one time brought up the decal to us. It was never even a discussion. I honestly think he was maybe too scared, chicken, he didn't want to bring it up. Maybe he knew about it and didn't say anything, but he certainly never did discuss it with us. And then it wasn't until approximately 3 weeks ago I got an email from this mom being, snotty with me. And then the same day, or either the same afternoon or the following morning, I got an email from the headmaster saying to please not come on campus or remove them. And I was like, no problem, I'll stay off campus. And that's kind of where it was left. And that's the last bit of communication we've had until last night when I got the email about expulsion.
So I got to ask, I'm assuming you're able to look at analytics and all that thing on your end. So have subscribers shot up ever since the story broke?
Oh, yeah. Like, tremendous. Like, my phone I have to turn on silent because notifications, like, for subscribers, like, it doesn't stop. I mean, every night when I wake up, I'm like a few grand, at least more every morning.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's insane. It's insane. I don't want to say like how much because I'm not trying to. I mean, the thing is, this is all taxable anyways. I have to claim every penny of this, but I'm not trying to like throw it out there.
Talk your shit.
I just will say that yeah, it's definitely like I'll easily make $3 to $5 grand every night, and I wake up to the next morning. Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't even done anything. I've just been sleeping.
So the decals have worked then. Maybe not the way you intended, but they worked because I'm assuming like I don't know how much business they were driving before.
I mean, even prior to this, we always because we travel a lot. We love to take vacations. We love to drive out of state. You know, we're always doing things. And so even prior to this, I would just be driving. And one time I was down in like near Hollywood. We don't even really ever go down there, but I ended up getting like 2 subscribers because they saw my car. They took a picture of it and sent it to me on Instagram. And they're like, "Hey, we're following you." So no, 2 people isn't a lot, but when you add that up, when it's just free advertisement, we drive all over the dang place. You know, it adds up.
That was our main question.
Now it's like the cars are famous.
I did have one aesthetical point though on the decal. Now, for me, hey, I love marketing and I love advertising. If we do get a new decal, can we make the OnlyFans blue-white to match the car aesthetically? Or were we really trying to get that blue to pop out with the just regular OnlyFans logo?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I wanted the blue to kind of stand out because I wanted it to kind of, be more of a pop. And I feel like that blue is just distinct. Everyone knows what that blue is with the OLED, I feel like, okay, we know what that is.
It's like Coca-Cola. It's red,
Exactly, you just know.
That's a good point.
Yeah, no, I feel like if they would have said something at the start, it might have been easier to scare you off. And like you said, just take them off. But the fact that you've been doing it for 2 years, it's like, nah, like this is part of my life now, right?
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. And it's like people saying, I'm just playing, hard to deal with, at my kids' risk or at my kids' expense. And, certainly not what I'm trying to do. But I also feel like I'm trying to teach them that, when you believe in something and you're not doing anything wrong, you're not hurting anyone, you're not breaking the law, to stand up for yourself, defend yourself. Just because it's not a popular thing or not everyone loves what you're doing or has a problem with it doesn't make it wrong and doesn't make it not okay. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It doesn't mean you shouldn't defend it,
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of, my thing with them, and they get it. I'm not raising, sissies, so to speak. Like, I want them to have real life knowledge. And I mean, I don't overtell them stuff, but I want them to have some street smarts about them too, and be able to handle situations and not run and like tell their mom because, someone had a sticker at school or like, I don't know. I feel like we're pretty open and they are pretty communicative with me on a lot of stuff because of how we are with them. So
that's amazing. I think that's actually a part of probably this whole story that a lot of people, I think, need to hear and would, I would love for people to hear that side of your story still. Just in the end that, anytime someone, especially any people that work in that kind of realm that have kids, people always have questions for that. But at the end of the day, right, it is your job to raise your kids and no one should question that. But especially in hearing the way you're talking about your situation, like you clearly understand what you're doing and you understand the predicament that your kids are in and how to weave through that the best you can.
Like they understood, without being too in depth with them, they call it sexy time. And I just say it's sexy time with mommy and daddy, we get sexy time in our private time, but sometimes people like to pay to watch this and they're like, oh, that's weird, I'm like, it is weird, but hey, some people like that, that's their thing, whatever, lots of things are weird, doesn't mean they're wrong. So, I mean, I've definitely had this conversation, I'm not naive and stupid to the fact and just pretending like they don't know anything. But they are aware of it, and we don't go into detail, and that's pretty much enough. And they get the idea after that. It's never done in front of them. It's never around them. It's not like you walk in my bedroom and there's lights and tripods and all this stuff. I'm like, it's definitely not. But I just think that that's, I think, also what people assume, that we live this wild, just insanely crazy, just off the charts, borderline illegal lifestyle or something. And it's like, we really don't. But it's funny too, because people feel like my kids are just so distraught and destroyed over this. And I'm like, they're really not. They were having a dance off or whatever, some weeging or whatever upstairs the other day, like playing and laughing, like the same day this all took place. Like they don't even. It's like, okay, whatever.
Kids
like they know
kids,
we'll handle
man.
it and they move on. This woman acts like these kids are just like need therapy now. It's like, she acted like if someone saw the site, like, oh, now they need therapy. And it's like, for me, I feel like there's other sites out there that kids are aware of. I mean, I don't think many people, you can't tell many people over the age of 13 haven't heard of Pornhub. It's like, you can't tell me that they've never heard of that. And if they have access and enough, curiosity to go pull up my OnlyFans, they're going to look up Pornhub too. So it's like, I don't have that posted, nobody else does, but it still doesn't prevent them from looking it up. And just because, at least mine's blocked at the paywall, and it requires ID to get in, and it's like, it's not an easy thing.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I need therapy. My mom's a real estate agent, so I mean,
that's fact.
But I want to ask, I'm just thinking about this now because of what you said earlier, but like, if business has like gone way up exponentially ever since this news has come out, do you feel any pressure now on your end on what you're doing within the account, like having to pump out more videos, the style, maybe you do need to get those tripods and stuff like that? How are you feeling on that end?
There is pressure for sure. I've said it already a couple times, like, okay, now I have a lot more followers, I want to make sure that I keep them. Getting them is half the battle, but keeping them and keeping them entertained and feeling like I'm worth what they're paying for, I got to keep that up for sure.
It is really hard for the general public to separate the person from the job that you're doing. Probably
Very
just because
true.
sex is so intimate, right? And that's exactly where
I think they think I walk around like with a bikini top on and like a song on every day. And I think that's what people's impression is, that I'm just like this hoochie, and I'm like, I'm not. You probably wouldn't even recognize me from my videos to my normal everyday life, because I'm probably in a sweatshirt and leggings. I'm just not, so it's that I agree with that. I feel like I can separate it. I look at it as like it's a character that I portrayed, and I feel like I can leave work at work and I can be mom when I need to be and normal. But yeah, I agree with you. I feel like a lot of people, they don't see it that way. They think that it's just, oh, that's who you are. You're that type of person. You're trashy. You're slutty. You show yourself all the time and out to get your husband, or like, I don't know what they think, like to the extreme.
This is probably a really exciting time, but also a really confusing time moving forward. So like what's next for you guys? Like, how are you guys attacking the next steps here?
Honestly, so we honestly are thinking of just kind of moving out of the county, just kind of getting away, like, and kind of disappearing a little bit. Like I never, when all this started, I was never planning on trying to like blow myself up or get publicity. I was just simply defending myself and what I thought somebody was coming at me. Like, I had no idea it was going to be what it is, So ultimately moving forward would probably be eventually to just get out of the town, just move away. And continue to homeschool my kids. That's the plan. They're going to start on Monday, officially being homeschooled. So hopefully I don't go crazy, but going to hire a private tutor a couple days a week, to come and help. But yeah, that's kind of, ultimately I don't want to do this forever. So my plan is like, make it while I can, invest smart in it, do something else with my life, like do something, a business, something smarter, and something that I don't have to use my body for anymore, and eventually get out of it. I don't feel like this is something I want to do at 40 years old. I don't feel like that's appropriate. I feel like there's an age limit on this stuff. Just in my opinion.
On that note, I did have a question before we leave you that I did have earlier. In your opinion, do you think there is an expiration date to OnlyFans modeling?
I think there's an expiration date to porn in general. I really do. I think once you get to a certain age, you see like granny porn out there and all that. Never my thing. But yeah, I do. I feel like you can only do it a certain amount of time, and I feel like right now, like I would say I'm at my height of it. You know what I mean? I'm kind of at the peak of it. I'm gonna just live as much as I can, and then kind of as this goes down, I'm gonna kind of be done. Because I feel like this is not something you can do forever. I feel like 10 years of this, you would just look and feel, and I think be assumed as just kind of washed up, so to speak.
It's the same with anything. It's like TV shows when like a show's on like their 12th season. You're like, all right, well, you probably should end this 3 seasons ago.
Like Survivor. Like, we've had enough of this.
We've all seen this. Yeah.
How many times do you need to go island?
You got to end it on a high, Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you.
If you ever wind up in Ottawa, Canada, swing by the show.
Yeah, if you ever find yourself in Ottawa, let us know.
I would love to be there, like one day. Like I definitely have a lot of plans of traveling more for sure. I'm actually leaving for a cruise tomorrow to Bahamas for a couple of days just to get a little break away from all this junk. So
with the kids too?
Actually, no, because originally we thought they were going to be in school.
You enjoy yourself, eh? Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome, guys. Have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Yes! Yes! That was so sick.
What an interview. What an episode. We're so happy. Look at us. We're all excited after that rush of completed an interview just like that one you saw. We're about to react to it right here, as you can kind of see as I blurred out the screen, because to watch the full reaction, you're going to have to check out our members only page on YouTube, on Spotify. That's right. We got members only exclusive content that we will now be releasing under the podcast. It's going to include exclusive interviews with back page news subjects like Michelle, because you know what? That wasn't even the full version of the interview. We talked for 30 minutes. You're going to be able to check out the full-length interview plus our full reaction. Look at Flay getting into it, flashing his titties like that. So check it out. It's only $2.99 a month, and that's in Canadian dollars. So for all our American listeners, that's like $0.25 a month for you guys. A lot of exclusive stuff coming on the way. And yeah, if you're a real one, you'll go do it.
Therefore, down to the wire means the very last possible moment or to the very end.